Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover new filings, and today we're diving into Newsmax Inc. to see if their latest report is a blockbuster or just a rerun. We've got some interesting tidbits in this one, so stick around to see what the numbers are really telling us about Newsmax. Also, before we get into the juicy details, don't forget that you can join our Discord community to keep the conversation going after this video. The link is in the description below. So what we have here is a Form 8K filing. Think of this as a company telling the public, the Securities and Exchange Commission in particular, that something important has happened that shareholders and investors need to know about, and they need to know about it right away. It's not a regular update like those quarterly or annual reports, but more like a special bulletin for big news. This particular filing is from Newsmax Inc. They're a media company, and you might know them from their news channels and online content. Today we're looking at their report from August 19, 2025. The main reason for this filing is all about their recent performance, specifically their results for the 3 months that ended on June 30, 2025. They've released a press release that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of how they did during that period. Now, this press release is attached as an exhibit to this filing. While we can't go through every single number in that press release, the key takeaway is that Newsmax is reporting on their financial situation. This is where we usually find the numbers that tell us if the company is making more money or less money, and if they're spending more or less. This part of the filing just lists out the extra documents they're including. The most important one for us, as always, is that press release with their financial results. They also mention something called an interactive data file, which is basically a way to make those financial numbers machine readable, which is super important for analysts like us. Now, here's an interesting little detail. Newsmax has checked the box indicating they are what's called an emerging growth company. This means they're relatively new and maybe under a certain size, and because of that they get to follow some different rules. For example, they might be allowed to delay adopting some new accounting standards, which can give them a bit more flexibility. But they've also decided not to use an extended transition period for these new standards, meaning they're sticking to the newer rules without delaying. It's also worth noting what kind of stock this company has and where it's traded. Newsmax's Class B common stock, for example, is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol NAP. So this is a publicly traded company, meaning anyone can buy shares and become a part owner. And who's signing off on this report saying everything is accurate to the best of their knowledge? It's Daryl Burnham, the Chief Financial Officer of Newsmax Inc. This means the top financial person at the company is putting their name on these results. While this filing doesn't contain the detailed tables themselves, it points us to a press release with the operational and financial results for the quarter ending June 30, 2025. Based on the nature of an 8K filing, this announcement typically highlights significant changes or key performance indicators. Since we don't have the direct financial tables here, we have to infer that the company shared information about revenue, expenses, and profitability. For a media company like Newsmax, key metrics to watch would typically be advertising revenue, subscription numbers if applicable, viewership or traffic numbers for their platforms, and how those translate into actual earnings. What's the story here? Well, Newsmax is putting out their performance numbers. This means they're letting their investors and the public know how they're doing financially. Typically, companies do this to build confidence, signal growth, or sometimes, unfortunately, to explain a tough quarter. Without the actual financial data in this specific document, it's like knowing a movie is being released but not seeing the trailer. However, the fact that they're filing an 8K specifically for results means these are significant enough in their view to warrant immediate public disclosure. As an investor or someone interested in Newsmax, you'd be looking at this to understand their revenue streams, how they're managing costs, and ultimately if they are profitable. Are they growing their audience and their revenue? Are their expenses too high? These are the kinds of questions this type of filing and the attached press release are designed to answer. Remember, companies are always trying to present themselves in the best light, so it's crucial to look past the headlines and dig into the numbers to see the real financial health. Alright, that's our quick decode of this Newsmax filing. What are your thoughts on what this report might be signaling for the company? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into the world of corporate finance. And don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description to join the conversation and connect with other finance enthusiasts. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.